All right, how to actually be disciplined and stay disciplined. Listen, this is not the fanciest video, but it really helps you understand how discipline works, the nature of discipline, and how to actually be disciplined. Okay, so this is the Google definition of discipline. I don't actually like it that much. This is the definition that I have: doing the stuff you know you should do despite not wanting to. Okay, so this is the root of discipline. This is what it actually means. But I'm gonna actually help you being disciplined without being disciplined. Okay, and I'm gonna get into that in a minute. So you gotta understand this. This is you, and these are something I like to call units of willpower. Okay, and every time you do something that is, listen, outside your comfort zone. Okay, outside your comfort zone, you need these units of willpower. So whenever you do something that you don't have in your comfort zone, and by the way, this is important to note, the comfort zone is just a manifestation of your identity. Okay, the best example to explain this is, let's say most people don't like reading. Okay, most people need willpower in order to read. Most people don't enjoy the process of reading, but there's a certain amount of people that enjoy reading. Okay, and those people, the only difference between you and them is they have reading within their comfort zone, and by that, within their identity. Okay, they enjoy reading, so that is within their identity. And most rich people have this as well. They have all these things that make them successful, reading books, staying disciplined, staying off the phone, not using social media, and all this stuff. They have it within their identity. It's not an act of discipline anymore. It's not an act of willpower anymore. They have it within their identity. And I'm going to show you how to get there, how to actually have these habits within your identity, because that is extremely important in order to actually win in life. Because you really want to get rid of the most friction as possible and then start moving. Because think about it, you wouldn't start running when you have 100 kilos on your chest, right? That's not the best way to go about it. You probably figure out how to get rid of the 100 kilos first. Okay, and that is what we're doing here. So understand this. As I said, you have a certain amount of these units of willpower every single day at your disposal, and you can use them obviously to do these things that are outside your comfort zone. Okay, and you got to understand that whenever you do something, you put it into your identity, just a little tiny bit. Okay, so what I mean by that is, let's say you smoke today. You're not a smoker. You smoked one day. You're not a smoker yet. But if you keep smoking for a month, everybody's going to be like, and you yourself as well, you're going to be like, I'm a smoker. He's a smoker, because you did it. And Aristotle had this: we are what we repeatedly do. So our identity is just what we repeatedly do. Okay, so with that in mind, with that information, with that understanding, we now know that all we have to do is do this act of discipline repeatedly, and eventually they will come inside here, because that is how our brain works. Okay, so our brain, what it does, it manifests this pain. Okay, going to the gym, doing these not stupid, these good things, eating a healthy diet and all these things. They require willpower. Why? Because they're not in our identity, they're not in our comfort zone, but eventually they will become. Okay, they will become a part of our identity, part of our comfort zone. And that is why all these people say, you don't want to make 100K or a 10K a month. You want to become the person that easily makes 10K a month. Why? Because that person has all these things within the identity, within the comfort zone. Okay, so how do you go about this, and how do you actually apply this so you can actually start winning? What you do is, and this is another drawing, so this is a chain, and these are the weights that I mentioned. You have all these weights around you, and what you do now is you start cutting off these weights. These weights represent your environment. Okay, your environment, your surrounding. That is extremely important. Listen, you got to understand this. It's way easier to change your environment than it is to change your habits or to change your action with willpower. Okay, so you need some units of these units of willpower in order to change the environment. But once you've changed it for good. Okay, you got rid of it. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want to eat clean. Let's say you want to lose fat, lose weight. What you do is you get rid of all the unhealthy food in your house. That's it. That's how simple it is. All you got to do is get rid of the food and not buy it anymore. That's an act of willpower right there. Yes, but it's way cheaper when it comes to these units of willpower than it is to see the food every single day and not eat it. Okay, so you won't be able to eat it if you don't have it in your house, and it will be much harder. You actually put friction on the negative. So you put friction on the negative behavior. Doing the negative behavior becomes harder. That's why all these these gurus and all these, you know, millionaires and stuff say delete social media, because you make it harder for yourself to actually go on social media and waste time. If you have Instagram in your phone, you're obviously going to click on the app and go into Instagram and waste time there. But if you delete it, what happened is you got rid of the friction. Okay, so that is a way smarter way to go about it. So what you got to do now is define the friction. Whenever you, and this is the easiest way to do it, does this thing being in my life increase or decrease the likelihood of me being disciplined, or of me doing the actions that I need to do in order to hit my goal, you know? And if the answer is no, then get rid of it, right? That's it. And once you did that, you will start using these things, and you will, as I said, you get it for a discount, really. Okay, so you get these things that are outside your comfort zone for a discount, because it's, you don't need that much willpower anymore, because you change your environment. The same thing is, another example is, don't go to a gym that is like 30 minutes away. That is extra friction to go to the gym. Get a gym that's 2 minutes away. Just that simple change probably increases the amount of times you go to the gym by 3-4x. Just that simple change. Okay, so as I said, do these things, get rid of the weight, get rid of the friction, and then what you do is you use these units of willpower to create a new identity. Okay, I'm not a big fan of these affirmations. I'm not a big fan of all these, you know, identity work and stuff, but I'm a big fan of understanding reality, and I'm a big fan of actually winning. So this is what you do. You get rid of the weight, and then you start doing these actions with your willpower, but you need less because you got rid of the weight. And eventually, you create this new comfort zone, you create this new identity, and have all these things that you need to do within your comfort zone. And from there on, it's cake. It's easy. It's done. You have the identity. All you have to do is wait a couple of years or wait a couple of months, and you're done. Okay, whatever you want, it's done. Let's say you want to lose weight. All you got to do is get rid of the bad food, go to a gym that's close by, go to the gym a couple times with willpower. Yes, it requires some willpower, but after a couple of times, it's going to be, you know, closer and closer to your comfort zone, and eventually within your comfort zone. And then you have this you know, this tag of identity. I'm a fit person, and you will enjoy the gym. So that's that. If you have any questions, let me know. This is the easiest way to explain this. You could obviously go deeper in it, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and leave some nasty comments if you want. Anyways, bye bye. Have a good one.